Actually, most of the time, I'll click on the link in the Google Alerts and it'll link me back to my own website. And I thought it was like real-time post. I didn't know why it always went back.
It's actually a good thing because that means Google is spidering your site and you have good content on there. I wouldn't worry too much about that, but it is a good thing.
Can you explain spidering to some of the people that don't know?
Sure.
It's a hot topic.
Are you familiar with SEO and SEM? Does anyone know what SEO means? Does anyone know what SEM means? Okay. These are big ones. You definitely want to know about these in whatever industry you want to get into. SEO is search engine optimization. SEM is search engine marketing. A pay-per-click campaign. Have you ever heard of PPC or pay-per-click campaign? That falls in the SEM category of search engine marketing. On Google, you can pay for Google AdWords. When you search for something on Google, let's say you search for coffee machine, there is the natural search that comes up. You know, the first maybe 3 or 4 things that are listed that you look at. On the right-hand side, the sponsored links, those are all Google AdWords. So people pay to be placed in that top spot. You pay per keyword. And that's kind of how SEM works. You pay, and it can be on Google, it can be on Yahoo, it can be on Bing. You know, all of the search engines have them. But for a company that maybe would never get to the first page on Google, maybe they're on the 20th, 30th, 40th page when you search coffee machine, they can pay to be right there on the front. Depending on how popular the keyword is, it could be $10 for that one click, or it could be 1 cent for that click, depending on the popularity of the phrase. SEO is search engine optimization, natural search. And that's, you know, really having good content on your website and good keywords on your website so that Google, the Google bot, which changes every day, can find your website. Like it's, you know, you must have good content on your website or good keywords that people are looking for that are relevant to your business that is encouraging the spider to find it. I don't exactly know how the spider works, but it's basically something that crawls websites and looks for keywords and matches them up with whatever your domain is and has an association with it. There's a lot of things you can do for your website to have it be found more easily, and SEO is one of those things. So SEO is kind of like the free route, and SEM is the paid route. In the long run, SEO is always going to win, and that's basically just writing good content, doing keyword research, finding out what keywords make sense. For example, there's things called long tail search terms, which would be something like a pet sitting business in Staten Island for my cat. Okay, that's a long phrase. But if anybody types that in, that is exactly who you want to talk to. It's extremely targeted. It might happen twice a year, but those 2 times it happens, you want that person to find your website because it is exactly who she's looking for. You know, Pet Sitter New York, there's going to be more people that search for that, but there's also going to be more options for that. That would probably be a little bit more of an expensive keyword on Google AdWords, whereas the long tail keyword would be less expensive because it's searched less often. Does that make sense? SEO also takes longer to implement. You know, let's say in May, you go through your whole website, make sure it has all these keywords. You can put keywords behind or search terms, and you can also put the search terms behind your website so that it can be found more easily by the Google bot spider. And usually within about 3 to 4 months, it will really have been picked up. Whereas PPC, it's immediate. You buy a search term, you post a Google AdWord or Google ad, and it's up immediately. with, I guess in general, as far as my philosophy is, I don't really like to do any advertising or PPC. I have managed many PPC campaigns in the past. I think it's important for certain brands during certain times of the year, but it's kind of going away. You know, because we're getting so many messages all the time, it's really important to be transparent and to be social. It's not so much like just blasting you with information, like everyone's trying to do that. It's really trying to get into the right target audiences. You know, something that I really believe is like, it's better to reach 10 people who you're really trying to reach, who are interested in your product or service, than reach 1 million people and get none of them. You know, you could do a huge campaign and reach 1 million of the wrong people, or you could be really focused and get those, you know, really personalize what you're doing and find those 10 people that matter to your business. Yeah.
I was just curious in a sense of how do you somewhat diversify from, like, say if you are, you know, malpractice or legal business, and there's another, you know, 20,000 different legal businesses on Google, or, you know, trying to get their keywords on Google. Are there rights associated with the keywords, or, you know what I mean, like, I don't know, like, can you own a keyword, you know, or you know, or how do you split away from the group so that yours will actually show up, or you will be able to get out there?
So, I can answer most of that question.
Okay.
For SEO, you know, whatever words you want to put on your own website, you can do that, unless it's a trademarked phrase. And, you know, just like, I guess just like any industry or any business, you know, how do you compete in the marketplace when a lot of other people do the same thing as you? That's something that each business has to decide, whether it's a law firm or something else. If there's a law firm that's really trying to promote their business, maybe using PPC, maybe they want to specialize, maybe they decide, like, we are really effective at taking on, like, divorce cases or bankruptcy cases. So they're going to really focus and specialize on that. The way that the PPC works, the search engine marketing, on the right-hand side, the sponsored links, I mean, whoever pays the most gets the word. And whoever is more on top of their SEM campaign gets the word. You know, one day you could, the search term bankruptcy lawyer New York could be $5. And you have your nice little campaign going and you're letting it run. Every time someone clicks on it, they charge you $5. And then someone else comes in a week later and hikes it up to $8. Now you're going to be coming up second or third place. You can then go in, it's like a bid war. You can go in and say, okay, I'm going to pay $15 for the search term because it's important to my business. And there's different tools you can set up that says, tells Google, like, if someone else bids higher, increase my bid by this much on each search term. If it's really competitive like that, it might just be something that you need to monitor on a more regular basis. Does that answer your question?
Definitely. There's people that do this for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it is a job, yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of, like, you know, ways to optimize it, and there's, you know, a good ways to write an ad and versus, you know, not so good ways to write an ad. As far as trademark terms, Google AdWords won't let you put a few different terms in their ads. Also, people are sneaky. People are really sneaky with Google Ads. It can get pretty nasty, especially during the holidays where everyone's just fighting for sales. You know, advertising someone else's brand and then linking to your own website. There's a lot of that going on, at least when I used to manage Google ad campaigns. There was a lot of that going on, and you know, you have to decide if you want to be part of that or not.
Do you suggest putting an offer in your Google AdWords ad?
So kind of back to the tracking. If I think putting an offer is very important. It kind of it helps, again, have your message jump out to people, maybe stand out a little bit more than someone else's ad. And you can track a coupon code, and you can see if it's working. You know, with search engine marketing, you can see, you know, exactly who's coming to your website based on which ad. You can see which ad is most effective. You can write more ads in that style, and you could try different ads or different offers. You know, you could try $5 off versus 10% off, and see what resonates with the people that you're trying to reach. You know, that's kind of an age-old question too, is what do? Do you do a % off, do you do $1 off, or do you do something free, a free giveaway? And it really just depends on your customer, what motivates them. And you can try, you know, you can try having different offers in there and see what works. Right now I have a client called Wags and Tags. They make high-end dog tags, and a lot of holiday gift guides and mommy bloggers and doggy bloggers are writing about these Wags and Tags over the next couple of months. So as part of their review, I'm offering to them that we'll give them a special coupon code that they can offer their readers. For example, there's one called Pets Weekly. They're based in Arizona. They have an email blast, and they have a Pets Weekly website. They're going to do a review of the Wags and Tags, and we're creating a special $20 coupon code for them called Pets Weekly. We're doing the same exact thing with Mission Pets Magazine. Mission Pets Magazine is writing a review on the tags, and we're giving them the coupon code, you know, Mission Pets. Again, making them feel really special, like it's an exclusive coupon code for them, but everyone gets it.
I think Lonnie was just whispering in my ear. She's like,
That's a great idea for my business.
Yeah.
I got in touch with some writers on the Examiner. I saw that your client's a writer on the Examiner. But how do you suggest getting in touch with these bloggers and other people? How do you find them in order to?
So over the past couple of years, I've kind of developed relationships with some of these dog bloggers. I have about 15 that are kind of my go-to dog bloggers. Anything I send them, they usually review for me. But that's just kind of like cultivating relationships with the media. With Examiner, are you guys familiar with Examiner.com? Examiner.com is a national website, and there's people that write about different topics in every city. So, you know, here in New York, I'm friends with a lot of the dog Examiner writers. There's like the small dog Chelsea Examiner. There's like the natural health dog Examiner. There's beer and food pairing Examiner. These are all just writers. A lot of them are freelance writers, and they'll write an article, they'll put it on their Examiner, and they'll pitch it out to the different papers that they work with to see if they want to pick it up. And sometimes it's just because they like writing about dogs. There's a woman named Ada Nieves in New York who is a groomer, a dog costume designer, dog cake maker, a dog walker, the Chihuahua meetup organizer, columnist with Vital Friendly, and like she just basically everything Chihuahua, dog, New York, like she does it. I see her almost every day because I go to all these dog events, and she's always there. She's always part of it, but she's the New York Small Dog Examiner writer. So she just writes about the different events that she goes to, and about her Chihuahuas, and about the Chihuahua meetup. That's something else I wanted to talk about. Are you guys familiar with meetup.com?